You may be seated. I'm truly grateful that this community supports me with sabbatical every year. And those past 2 weeks when I was gone, you missed 3 Sundays, it was such an experience of renewal for me. I love the 10 days at sea, being pampered and cared for. I didn't go to the buffet once. I went into the dining room or wherever I could be served. Open the menu and say, bring me this. I was so well cared for. And I get to come back here and see all y'all. I did start saying aloha a lot when I was there, but, aloha y'all. It's all good. So here we are in our Lenten journey. It's our 4th Sunday of Lent. And so our talk today is divine perspective in difficult times. Anyone experiencing difficult times? You came to the right place! How fabulous! So let's do this. Let's start with Scripture. Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You'll be changed by what you think, if you can't understand what that says. This is profound. It's so in alignment with our unity teaching. Our third principle, what we think, what we believe creates our experience. So we're going to be transformed by what we give our attention to. That's profound. It really is. Yes, we're aware of it sometimes. But isn't it most of the time we just go on autopilot and we're not aware, and then we think something out there did it to us? In truth, nothing outside of us has any effect on us unless we choose it. They hurt me. We can change that because the divine perspective for difficult times is knowing that the infinite presence of love and divinity is within us and in each other. So it's our journey to set our mind to know the truth that's always true. That the unconditional love of God is present within us and all around us. There's no place where God is not. Got it? You know that in every cell of your being? Then we can go home. We're done. That's it. That really is what it is. But it would be remiss if we didn't invite in the wonderful wisdom. Our booklet, Release and Renew, is wonderful. If you haven't got a copy, we still have copies available, and I did not put them out on the table. But right after the service, I'll put some out because the brain, I'm back. But for this day, Reverend Claudia Almas wrote, reframing is a technique through which we change negative perception into something more positive and constructive. Now, we're going to have negative thinking. Yes? It's going to happen. Probably several times a day. But what we choose to do with that thought is all powers within us. So this reframing is, we notice, like with new eyes, we see, wow, that's a judgment. That's an assumption. That's an expectation. That's a criticism. And all of those are couched on some essence of fear. Fear, false evidence appearing real. We know what it is. We've all got master's degree in fear. But what we choose to do with it is not giving our attention to the false, but give our attention to something positive. Sure, the behavior or the expression might be angry or sad or terrifying, but we can hold the idea of love. We can hold the idea of unconditional love. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. We have to put on our adult pants. We need to okay, I'm ready, and choose to love. So someone comes into your house and steals your TV set, and you can go, I love you. Not attached. That's not easy. Because in this world of dualism, tall and short, fat and thin, good and bad, this world of dualism, the stuff that's so important to us is only here for a blip. God is eternal, infinite and eternal. How long do you think this chair is going to last? 100 years? If that? As a working piece of furniture, probably less than that. But on the eternal scale, all of this is just a channel on our entertainment screen. It's just how we're playing with the parts. It's how we're integrating our experience of being in the physical. And what we're looking at is how do we choose to have a divine perspective when I'm having difficulty? And it's forgiveness. It's noticing that, that's a judgment. That's not loving. What would be loving in this? Seeing it with new eyes. Being open to see it as God sees it. It works in my life often that I choose to do something or decide on something by asking, well, how would that mentor do it? How would Jesus do it? How would Myrtle do it? And I get an answer. Who knows if I'm getting a direct line from Myrtle or Jesus, but I get an answer, and it informs me and guides me. So reframing is a powerful technique of choosing to give our energy to the higher truth. Now, Charles Fillmore writes about this, co-founder of Unity. He says, when you refuse to see negative things, they will disappear, and you will be surprised to see how you will change. It's amazing. Yes, Owen, you're going to be an example. He might shut my mic off. But before we went on this wonderful cruise, Owen had some resistance to going. He had thoughts of this doesn't work for me. And right before we left on the trip, he had an attitude adjustment. He let go of all the fear. He let go of all the naysaying. He let go of whatever the resistance was and started claiming, I'm going to have a wonderful cruise. And guess what? He had a wonderful cruise. Didn't you? He's nodding his head because he's working right now. But it looked like this. So, when we refuse to see negative things, they will disappear. Not slowly begin to fade away. Not maybe sometime next week check out. They disappear. Refusing to add our attention and energy to any negative thought sustains it. If you want fear and negativity and remorse, go ahead, feel them as long as you want. And sometimes I want to feel those things. Have a good cry on the bed. That's where I love to cry. Because I don't have to hold anything up. Why is this happening to me? Because I'm human. It's going to happen. And we always have the power to choose anew. To see it with new eyes. To open to a love that's so big, a love that's so complete, that it's unconditional. Seeing others, seeing the world through the eyes of love, the way God sees us. And there's another powerful truth in this, and that's what the wonderful Dr. H. Emily Cady says. You must not judge by appearances. Don't discern by what you see. Discern from what you know to be true. Because the false evidence appearing real can sure seem really real. It's real good at it, but it isn't real. And when we can stop judging, our job is not to be the judge. Passing judgment on things is not our role. Now, sure, if you're a judge in a court and you get paid to judge, you're getting to pass those ideas on. But I'm talking about judging other people, judging yourself, judging your family, judging your life. Doesn't give any life source for you. In fact, it takes away life. It takes us out of balance. And sure, life can be challenging. We can have pain, a diagnosis, trouble in relationships. It happens. But we must not judge by the appearances of what happens. It's so important to know this. And our wonderful Reverend Claudia Olmas explains why. In the writing, here in the booklet, she says, it is time to pause and remember that the presence of God is in everything, including any challenge or difficulty we may be experiencing. So even in the war, even in the traffic accident, even in the disease, even in the everything that we experience, there is no place where God is not. God's in everything. And God's giving the love, the light that may not be seen by us, but it's what's propelling to give us an opportunity to choose love again. So the whole orchestration of life is for us to choose love over fear, to have a divine perspective in difficult times. I hope this is making sense because I'm asking us to explore this week with these questions. Where in your life are you seeing through the lens of fear? Where is it happening? It's right here in my throat. It's right here in my belly. Ooh, my lower back's really feeling it. Notice. And then you can discern and you know what thought needs to be changed. I'm always going to be doomed like this. Oh, what a pleasant thought. Not. What thought can we change to not keep affirming that negative thought? Loving renewal. The infinite presence of love of God is within me now, lifting me up in health and renewal and balance. And I can face every situation with love. The second one is, where might Spirit be inviting you to look again? God's love and lovingly gives us the curriculum to look at exactly what's going in our life, what is our experience right now, to see again, to see with new eyes a life so much brighter than the judgments and the fear that we know exactly what we get from those. So with that, I'm inviting us to this week to choose to see with the eyes of divine love and navigate through any fear, any challenge, any point in your life that's causing you duress. And we'll see if that brings us ever closer on this wonderful Lenten journey to be reborn, reawakened in our Christ knowing that we're always loved, we're always in balance, and everything that we need is provided by God.
Put a little love in your heart.